Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Kim and welcome to my Yarnitopia. This is my she shed that my husband and I built last year, and this is where I like to spend a lot of my free time whenever I get it, which is not often. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and talking about one of my most favorite things in the world, and that is yarn. So today we are going to do a little pretending. We're going to be pretending that today was yesterday, that today is actually Friday. Even though it's not, we're going to pretend because this is my Finish It Friday video, but on Saturday. I hope you stick around to see what I made. You may have caught my live that I had a pop-up live during the week, and I talked about some of the chaos that was happening this week around our house. So last week I did lose my 16-year-old Yorkie, and when the dog was drawn for the Finish It Friday, it was kind of emotional, but I knew it would be good for me to make a dog and work through some of those feelings. And then the weeks prior to that, I had the COVID, and then Tuesday I came home from buying groceries and we had to take my mother-in-law to the ER. So if you're new to my channel, I am my mother-in-law's caretaker, and she's 87 and she does have Alzheimer's, maybe a little bit of dementia. Oh, I'm her part-time caretaker, I guess you can say. Went to the ER with them and stayed the entire time. Came home that night and we had to actually get her moved to a different hospital because the next morning she was still laying in a gurney and her blood pressure was over like 250 for several hours before they actually brought her anything to lower it. It was a nightmare. So we checked her out and took her straight to another hospital in another town which had open beds, and they were able to put her in a hospital bed, and it was a lot better for her as far as her stress level as well. And she got to come home yesterday, Friday, the day I was supposed to record this video. So today I'll be sharing with you my finished dog for Finish It Friday, and we're going to be talking about the next thing that I will be making for Finish It Friday for next week. So I think we're going to talk about the dog first, and let me talk about this kit. So this is the kit that I use. It's the Crochet dog kit. It comes with this little book, and it comes with the patterns to make all of these cute puppies. So the yarn that you get with the kit, you can make the Labrador or you can make the Chihuahua. I actually had put up a poll on my community tab. The Labrador puppy won only by a very, very small percentage. I was kind of shocked at how close that was. But everyone wanted me to make the lab, and so that's what I did. But it does have all the patterns in this little book to make all the other dogs. And I must say, I was very impressed with the kit because the yarn that comes with the kit is not even acrylic. It's actually wool. It's Cascade 220, and it was a joy working with. This is how much of the brown I have left, a good bit of it. I didn't even use any of the khaki or tan color because that's for the Chihuahua. I did not use any of the black, although it was in the pattern for me to use some of the black on the dog's features, but I just chose and used some of the brown, and I did not use any of the white because I think that is also for the Chihuahua. But I did bring in some leftover green. Now this is actually Noro, and this is the Curon base, but this is left over from this really gorgeous shawl, Intarsia shawl that I knitted. I had a little bit left, and I thought this was a great contrast with this brown to make my little dog a little wearable. So for this project, I did use a F-hook, a 3.75. The reason I used this clover is because I started this dog in the emergency room. And I had the little crochet hook that it came with, but it was very, very grabby, and I really did not enjoy using it. And I have this emergency crochet notions pouch that I take with me everywhere. And lo and behold, this was in there. And this hook has been missing for months. So this is what I used. And that's what I just used throughout the whole project. I really like how the construction of the dog was made in a way. You do make all the pieces separately, and then you have to mattress stitch all of the pieces on. So this is my finished chocolate lab. He is so cute. But he's not without some mishaps, because everything I make lately seems to have mishaps. The way that you make this is you start off with the face or the muzzle and then make the head, which is super, super cute. I like the shaping. I did use a brown safety nose, and this is something that I had in my stash. Did use the eyes it came with, but the circumference of the back plate of the nose and the circumference of the white things on the backer of the eyes are pushing against each other, and somehow my nose wound up a little bit smushed, and I can't seem to get that corrected. Like, I try, but it's not wanting to play fairly. So it kind of came out with a little snushed snout in a way, but he's still adorable. I think so. You have to make the little mouth separately, and then you sew that on under the muzzle, and then you make the body. Then you pick up the stitches on the body, and then you make this neck, and then you sew the head to the neck. I kind of like that because I like how the body shaping happens by doing that way. However, I think there just can be a little bit easier way, because when you go to sew all the legs on, that can get a little tedious. It can get real tedious, and it gets real tedious really fast trying to get the legs mattress stitched on there, but it's not horrible. I do love how she uses yarn to accentuate features. She has you do a little thing to the legs, so it kind of gives him paws. Oh, he also has a really cute little tail. The only problem I have with this, and it's not the designer's fault, and that is when I made my legs, the first leg I made in the hospital. And again, it was a very, very stressful week, and I don't know what I did, and I did not catch it till really after I got that leg sewn on, but it is quite bigger than the other legs. So much bigger that when I was sewing it on, it takes up half of the butt. I don't know what was happening. I thought about taking it off, but I sewed this sucker on so good, I don't even know if I can get it off. I would have to cut it off, and then I would have to worry about cutting the actual stitches of the body, and I don't want to do that. I thought about trying to get some of the stuffing out of it, and I love the stuffing that it came with. It's very thick, but it's very dense. So even trying to sew the parts of the dog on through the stuffing was very challenging. It's like the needle would go to it, and you can't even get the needle to go through it. It was crazy. It's almost like stuffing cement that is inside this dog. So the dog is probably just going to wind up having this really large leg for forever. Not horrible. It's not cute, but it's not horrible. So I did make my dog a little scarf, and I did knit this. So this is knit on, or I knit this on because it was not part of the pattern, a US 7. I just used a DPN. I used 2 DPNs. And I cast on 3 stitches, and I just knit back and forth so it was a length that I felt like would work. And then I got some extra of the yarn and made some tassels. And I think it turned out pretty cute. I feel like the color contrast just really worked. So the yarn I used, like I said, is this green, and it was Noro. And I just think it's really pretty with his brown coloring. Now, his ears I did on purpose. So my Yorkie that I had to let go of, ever since I had gotten him when he was a little bitty puppy, he always had this one ear that was just flapped over. It never stood up, ever. I would always keep the hair on his ears shaved because someone said that the weight of the hair can be hard for them to hold up when they're little, and that can prevent it from growing and having the ability to stand up. So I always kept it shaved. I always kept the hair in his ears cleaned out. No matter what, by the time he was starting to become of age, that little ear just stayed drooped over constantly. And that ear did have non-stop ear infections, that poor baby. He was constantly on antibiotics for his ear. But I wanted this dog to kind of have a part of Bailey since I'm making him right after his passing. So I gave him one lopsided ear and I gave him one straight up ear, just like my Bailey. I thought that was kind of cute. I thought about going in and putting a tongue. A lot of people have put a tongue in his mouth, which I think is a cute idea. I just didn't really feel like doing it. But overall, I think I really, really like my little dog. I didn't weigh the yarn before, so I can't really give you exact yardage for how much I used. Although I tend to be a big stickler about tracking yardage, with these little Finish It Fridays, I have not really worried about it. Just because I don't feel like trying to figure out how much yardage comes with these kits. I could, but a lot of the times the kits don't even have that information on there. So that is my finished Labrador for Finish It Friday. So before I show you what I have chosen for next week's Finish It Friday, I want to give a little story to what is Finish It Friday and why I am doing it, in case you are a new viewer to my channel. I was super excited to see that I have some new subscribers. I'm not focused on that, but it does make me happy to see this channel and this community grow, because I just really enjoy talking about yarn, and it's really nice when you have people to talk about yarn with you because no one else in my family ever wants to. But for me, Finish It Friday started when I was watching Terry, who is Yarn Joy podcast, and every Friday she has this little Tupperware bowl, and she has the name of all these kind of kits that she's collected over the years in this bowl. And what she does is she does a random draw. She picks one, and then that's what she makes that week for Finish It Friday. So I saw this video and I commented, hey, I would love to join in with you if that is okay. And she said, sure. So that is how this segment of my channel began. So the first week I made these itty bitty little knitted sheep, and then this is my second week, which is the Labrador. So for the third week, I am choosing basically what she is choosing. So this week, she showed her dog that she made, which is super cute. I hope you check it out. Love her Dotson. And she talks about, and she drew for the project for next week. So she drew this kit that she was gifted, I think by her daughter or daughter-in-law, or somebody in her family gifted her this kit, and it dawned on me that I have a cupcake kit too. It's the kit that I will be using for this week, and this is the Sweet and Tasty Treats Crochet Characters. I think this was a Sam's kit. This may have been like a Books A Million or a Second and Charles kit though. I can't remember. I might be able to look when I got it. It's been a while. But this has a total of 12 culinary delights with illustrated patterns, and it has the yarn to make 2 of them. It says scrumptious J kit filled with instructions for 12 adorable amigurumi figures. This kit provides all the recipes you need to make 2 cute to eat creations, including cookies, donuts, sushis, hamburgers, and more. Digging into these projects is easy. Each recipe comes with an ingredient list and step-by-step instructions accompanied by over 8 full color photographs. So super cute box, and it is magnetic, and then when you open it up, this is what you see. So you have your pattern book on one side, and then you have the yarn on the other. When I first got this, I'm going to admit I was kind of confused, because it says it comes with the yarn to make 2 patterns, a donut and a cupcake. So I just saw this donut and this cupcake, and I assumed that is what I was going to have the yarn to make. I was wrong, because when you open the book, it tells you that this kit contains everything you need to make the 2 patterns in this book, which is a chocolate cupcake with white frosting and a chocolate donut with white frosting. And so that's actually what you get stuff to make. Now the other patterns in this book are super adorable, so it goes through different sections. So there's a fruits and vegetable section, and in here you'll find the pattern to that little orange, but just, I mean, come on, look at the corn. The corn's adorable. You make the corn, you make the oranges, you can make the peas in a pod. Oh my goodness. You can make a turnip. And then you go into the main dishes. And here is the pattern for, y'all, this is too adorable. A BLT, which is just too cute. Look at the bread. I mean, and it has the bacon, the lettuce, and the tomato for that. Love it. Love it so much. And then there is a pattern for eggs. And then there's a pattern for the hamburger that's on the front of the box. A pattern for hot dog. A pattern for, these are just as cute, sushi rolls. Love those so much. And then you go into your desserts section. And then your desserts is going to have, obviously, the donuts, a cupcake, and then tea and cookies. So super cute patterns. The kit comes with some really nice fiber fill. I think it's just like this kind of fiber fill, the super thick fiber fill. I'm not going to open up the new one until I use the one that's already opened up. There's just no point. There's the eyeballs, the darning needle, and the black yarn for accenting, the crochet hook, which I won't use this because I don't really like these small hooks, but I do put these in all of my Notion pouches because they're great for emergency use and they're great for picking up stitches even in knitting. And then it comes with the brown yarn, the white yarn, and then the pink yarn. These definitely feel like acrylic. They do not feel like wool. I don't think it actually says what these are. Where this one was actually Cascade 220 wool. And the book on this one feels a lot more stable and has some longevity. It's thicker pages. But I think this is still a pretty cute kit for the price I paid of $5. So I do want to make a hamburger. I would love to make a hamburger though out of big chenille yarn and have like a ginormous hamburger. I think that would be super cute. But that would involve me finding some chenille yarn on sale because usually it's like $10 a color and I would need 6 different colors. $60 for a hamburger. That's a little steep. So what I'm going to do to help encourage you to craft a donut of your own is I'm going to be linking some free crochet and knitting, if I can find them, donut patterns for you down in the description below. The only rule is if you join in and you make a video or if you post it on social media, you have to tag me at Yarning for a Smile on the same handle literally everywhere so I can see it, because that would bring me great joy to see your tasty treats that you are making this week as well. So don't forget to grab one of those patterns down below and share it somewhere and tag me in it so I can see it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have the most wonderful, scrumptious weekend. I cannot wait till I see you in the next video where I'm going to be showing you all the things that I've been working on and where I am in the projects. Hopefully I will have that finished Bag O' Day shawl to show you, and I really hope to have a new shawl to be starting that I was gifted from one of my Instagram followers completely out of the blue. It just really made my day to open up my email and see that she was thinking of me and sent me a pattern. And I'm going to tell you more about that pattern and that situation next week. And until then, happy weekend, hugs, love, and all the yarny fluff. Bye!